Let me share with you as unbiasedly, is that an adverb? As I possibly can, two presentations by two scholars, both of whom are brilliant. Our first scholar is Wayne Grudem. You probably have his systematic theology book sitting on your shelf. I do. It is a staple inside of evangelical Christianity. And while I disagree with a very few things in a big book, that's virtually nothing. He is esteemed as a solid, mainstream evangelical Christian who's been teaching ethics for 39 years. I will share his presentation on why he believes that voting for Donald Trump is a morally good choice. Then I will share with you another scholar's perspective, and I will try to do it without tipping my hand. My hand is tipped, but I'm going to try to do this just very fairly because we're not a political show, we're a theological show. We want to work through the issue, and then you figure out for whom you are going to vote. Here we go from Wayne Grudem. Now that Trump has won the GOP nomination, I think voting for Trump is a morally good choice. Wayne Grudem makes the distinction. Now that he is the presidential nominee, he's going to vote for him. When he was not the presidential nominee and there were options, he did not vote for him. Wayne Grudem making the point there is a difference between primary season and the presidential election season. More from Grudem. There is nothing morally wrong with voting for a flawed candidate if you think that he will do more good for the nation than his opponent. In fact, it is the morally right thing to do. Wayne Grudem arguing he's the lesser of two evils. He'll actually do potentially some good stuff. That's better than voting for Hillary Clinton. It's the lesser of two evils argument. More from Dr. Grudem. Donald Trump, he admits, is egotistical, bombastic, and brash. Lacks nuance in his statements. Sometimes he blurts out mistaken ideas, the bombing of families of terrorists that he later must abandon. He insults people. He can be vindictive when people attack him. He has been slow to disown and rebuke the wrongful words and actions of some angry fringe supporters. He's been married 3 times, and he claims to have been unfaithful in his marriages. Not something a man normally boasts about. These are certainly flaws, but I don't think they are disqualifying flaws in this election. This is one of the cruxes of the issue. Wayne Grudem admits this guy is not somebody you might even want to babysit your children, but it's better than the alternative. That's the basic thrust of Wayne Grudem's argument. More from the good doctor. If someone makes doubts about character, the only factor to consider, he says that's a fallacy in ethical reasoning that he calls reductionism, the mistake of reducing every argument to only one factor when the situation requires that multiple factors be considered. This is also going to be huge. When we hear the counter-argument from Dr. John Mark Reynolds, he basically, if it boils all of his comments down in response to Dr. Grudem, cannot vote for Donald Trump because of his character. It seems that this is the conflict. Wayne Grudem says, don't you dare reduce the situation down to one issue. And John Mark Reynolds says, yeah, that's precisely what I'm going to do. But let's stick with Dr. Grudem. How can we know, asks the good doctor, that Trump won't change his mind? That's a good question. And the answer is ultimately you don't, any more than we know if Hillary would change her mind and suddenly become pro-life. Nevertheless, Dr. Grudem argues with the vice presidential pick that he has selected, with the people that he claims to sort of promise to nominate as Supreme Court justices, talking about the people that he will have surrounding him, it seems that it would be difficult for him to do a 180 on everything. That's Dr. Grudem's argument. This from the doctor, Trump's character, he claims, is far better than his opponent's character. It's a sad day in America, because I got to tell you something. On the character meter, neither one is pinging into the red. One more thought from Dr. Grudem. The one overriding question to ask is this: which vote is most likely to bring the best results for the nation? Can I, in good conscience, act in a way that helps a liberal like Hillary Clinton win the presidency?